Today is a special day. Where are we going? We are going to visit Amina al-Ulama, who is our alumnus, Barsha 2004, to talk to her about her journey with breast cancer. Let's go hear Amina's story from her. أول شيء, I want to start by saying thank you for welcoming us into your home. Let's tell people what's the story here is. You were diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah.
When? Tell us a little bit more.
I can never forget that day, of course. 14th April 2014. I had my first son, then it happened again and again.
Now you're in chemo.
Yeah, this is my third time with the same cancer. It's breast cancer.
You make me comfortable when I talk to you about it because you do it with so much positivity. How did you get yourself there?
My secret with this, I act like it doesn't exist. I don't give it much importance, and it goes away. So when people ask me how do you do it, I actually don't know. I don't know. It's just faith, yani. I use my faith. People tell me, eat this kind of food or eat this or this kind of food helps, don't eat that. It's not food. If it was food, everyone would have told you. The doctors would have told you. It's not food. But what helped me was my faith.
After the doctor told you what he or she told you, what was the first thing you did?
I laughed.
You laughed.
But then I cried immediately after it because it was such a shock. She shocked me how she told me. And I couldn't believe it. And of course when I got the news, it was constant crying and telling my parents and my family and all. And then, like the next day, I just decided, and no more crying. No one cry around me. I'm not gonna die. I can fight this. That's what I did.
So you kind of decided what the mood around you should be, and everyone should fall into this. Because I remember whenever we met, it was always positive. We talked about so many things, not only about the cancer, and it didn't become the central conversation. Relax, we talked about the job, about Emirates Airlines, about your husband, and I know how supportive he has been through all of this, about Suhail, your wonderful son in
I'm very lucky to have a husband like him, because for someone like us to be newlyweds and go through something like this is very, very hard.
Yeah.
But yani, I can really say I have the best husband.
Wow.
This is amazing.
It's been 3 times through this. It's very hard, and he is such an understanding guy. Wallah,
I wish he was here. We would have liked to get to know him. He's here, so we want to see him before we go.
Yes, of course.
Amina, when you decided to go see a doctor about this, was it part of a routine checkup, or what? Did you have any symptoms? Did you feel something that made you go and get tested for breast cancer?
I'll tell you. Well, I told you I had my first child and I was breastfeeding. So I stopped breastfeeding when he was 6 months. And immediately after that, I felt like a huge lump on my breast. But it wasn't on the side, like everyone would think. You know, when they tell you do the breast cancer test, it's always on the side. This wasn't on the side, it was just in front. And it was huge. So I didn't know who to ask. So I asked my family members, what is this? What do you think this is? And then they told me it's just milk.
From the breast.
It's just baqaya halib yani. So I was like, okay, but then I couldn't just let this go. Then I went to Huriya Qabam, Dr. Huriya Qabam. She's a relative. She's related to us.
She's special.
Yes. Okay, so I went to her and she told me to do a biopsy. And that's when they found out. She's the one who told me actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to next discuss, or have you tell us a little bit, because anyone who knows me knows that no matter what the situation is, I want to shine the light on it, but also on something positive that came out of it. So in your experience, since your breast cancer diagnosis, can you tell us a little bit about something positive that came out of this? If there is?
Yes, there is. Everything in life, whatever we go through, there's always a positive income. Always, in everything. Even in this. And I can say for me, after having cancer and going through all the process and everything, I look at life differently. يعني الأشياء السخيفة البسيطة اللي كانت تأذيني It's like يعني مو مهم.
Oh wow.
This is a huge difference, and it's really good for my mental health.
Anyone who's watching you today and has learned about your journey with breast cancer, what do you want to tell them?
Early detection. Early detection saves everything. Everything. So if you want to get tested or keep a reminder that every October you should go and get your mammogram done, do it. It's not scary. You can finish so quickly, but just get it done. Because what saved me, early detection.
Okay.
Wallah. Yani I urge all women, just do it. Especially the ones who have it in their history.
So your experience with cancer at 26 tells us that girls can get tested in their 20s to
Why not?
arrive at early detection.
Of course.
I think in his wisdom, Rabbna yumkin sometimes these problems come to people who have a job to do with it. This is what I think you're here for, is to teach us all how to deal with it and to give us all the faith that we need to believe that to every problem and in every problem there is a gift. And we have to seek those gifts.
Yeah, of course. And everything you go through. If you don't get the job you want, if you don't get the husband you want, if you don't get anything you want, it's always لحكمة رب العالمين. You will get something better. There's always something in store for you.
The positivity that you talk about, like, do you think it influenced the fact that you keep beating it every time it comes? Like your psychological state, the way you deal with things.
Yes, I actually asked the oncologist in London if stress has anything to do with, not making or getting cancer or increasing it or something. He said yes.
Really?
Stress does influence it, but that made me realize that the mental state you're in and of course being positive about everything helps so much to get rid of this. هي النفسية النفسية لازم تكون okay. You can't just keep in your head I'm gonna die, it's gonna kill me, it's gonna. If you do that, it will kill you because you want that. So it's what you want. You want to win. You keep telling yourself you'll fight this. So anything in life, not just about cancer. And if you want something to happen and you really want it to happen, لو المستحيل, it will happen. Eventually.
How awesome is it for me now, sitting here, when my student becomes my teacher? I love your attitude, and I love how you're like looking cancer right in the face and saying, bring it on, I'm here, I can handle you. Good for you. Before we leave Amina, we had to meet the man, both big and small, who were the #1 support in her life. So, Saoud and Suhail.
Hello.
Saoud, you know what Amina is struggling with.
Yes.
And the challenge and how she's facing it head on.
Yes.
She says you were the best support anyone could wish for. Actually, she said you're the best husband on the planet. All right?
Alhamdulillah.
Very easy, he beats my husband. Okay? So can you tell us a little bit about, from your perspective, how it's been being the husband of a woman with this situation?
Well, it's a journey for both, actually, and we need, in any problem, whether it was a disease or small argument or whatever life obstacle, it's just both of us should go through it. And this is my role, Suhail's role, and even her role. But the bigger part is from the person himself, which is my wife. She's positive, she's strong, and I think she gave the message already on how to outcome.
I am now having to concur that he is the best husband on the planet. Sorry, Mahyo. But I cannot imagine how difficult the situation is, but having someone by your side who believes in your strength definitely makes whatever
Exactly.
difficult situation that much less difficult.
Exactly.
So, on behalf of all women who want men like you, I want to say thank you for being part of her life. And thank you, Suhail, for being the sunshine in their lives. Habib Albi. مواكب خوانيش Suhail. All right, so thank you for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Wow, he's a YouTuber. There you go.